Good evening, students. Let's get ready for today's sample paper solution. So here we are starting out with the third sample paper of science. So this time, if possible, try to give answers by your own instead of seeing and saying the answers. So here the first question. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants prepare their own food. Which of the following essential raw materials for this process? So here, what are the essential raw materials for the photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Option number D. What are the essential raw materials for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Second question, hormone regulates various functions in human body. Hormone regulates various functions in human body. Which hormone is primarily responsible for the development of secondary sexual character in male? Which hormones are responsible for the secondary sexual character in male? Testosterone. Testosterone is the male sexual hormone which helps in development of secondary sexual character. Now the third question, organisms reproduce either sexually or asexually. What is the most significant difference between the two? So here two methods are there, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. What is the significant difference between them? Here, asexual reproduction where there is only involvement of the one parent, while the sexual reproduction typically involves two parents. So here option number C, asexual reproduction, there is involvement of single parent, whereas in the sexual reproduction involvement of two parents are there. Now the fourth question, in genetics, a single gene can exist in different variations or forms. What is the term for alternative form of the gene? So here when there is alternative form of the gene, we call it as allele. Option number A. Now the next question, question number 5. Energy flow through an ecosystem from one tropic level to next. What is considered the ultimate source of energy for nearly all food chain? Ultimate source of energy. Sun is the ultimate source of energy. Next, sixth question. Consider the following statement about cellular respiration. Aerobic respiration occurs in mitochondria and requires oxygen. If you recall back in our previous class, yesterday's class, we discussed about, the day before yesterday's class, we discussed about aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. So that three events, pathways which are given in your NCERT textbook. So here, aerobic respiration which occurs in mitochondria and it requires oxygen. Anaerobic respiration in human muscles produce ethanol and lactic acid. Second option is wrong. In anaerobic respiration which is carried in muscle cells, lactic acid and energy is produced. Ethanol during fermentation in yeast. Aerobic respiration yields a much larger amount of ATP than anaerobic respiration. So option number 1 and 3 are correct. The final step in anaerobic respiration is breakdown of pyruvate into water and carbon dioxide. So here, fourth one, among all, like option number 2 is wrong, anaerobic respiration. So we are having two options correct. Aerobic respiration occur in mitochondria, first one is correct, and aerobic respiration where there is more energy or more ATP synthesized, 1 and 3 is correct. So correct option is option number B, where we are having 1 and 3 as option number A, where 1 and 3 are correct. Now the next one, seventh question. The different parts of flower are specialized for various roles in reproduction. What are the primary functions of the sepals and petals? So if we come across the parts of flower, sepals, they are the green outgrowth which are present around the bud. So main function to protect the bud during flower during bud condition, and the petals, they are the colorful part which attracts agents of pollination. So here produce egg and produce pollen. So this is wrong, which is female and male reproductive organs of the flower. Protect the bud and attract pollinator. So this is the correct option. Option number B. Sepals, they protect the bud, whereas the petals, they attract pollinator. Now for the assertion, it is given arteries are blood vessels with thick and elastic wall. Assertion is correct. Why the arteries have thick and elastic wall? Reason, because blood flows in arteries with high pressure. So as the blood has to withstand high pressure, walls of arteries are elastic and thick. Reason for that, the blood emerges from the heart under high pressure and flows through the arteries. So here assertion and reason both are true. As the assertion it was given, arteries have the thick and elastic wall, and the reason for that, because the blood flowing there with high pressure. Assertion and reason both are true. So option number A. Now we completed MCQs. The first section of the paper, as already it was explained, your science paper is going to have 3 sections. Section number A, section A, B and C. So the first section is having all bio paper related to biology, and MCQs are there up to 9. Then question number 10 onwards, we are starting out with the long question answers. So here the first question, 10th one. In human heart, the wall of left ventricle is significantly thicker than the wall of the right ventricle. Why the wall of the left ventricle is thicker compared to right ventricle? Reason, because in the left ventricle there is oxygenated blood, and oxygenated blood has to be pumped out throughout the body. Right auricle receives pure oxygenated blood from heart, and which is supplied to complete body parts. Thus the wall is thicker as the blood is under high pressure here. So the first answer, why the wall of the left ventricle are thicker than the right one. Left ventricle, there is pure blood which has to be pumped out throughout the body. Coming to right ventricle, there is impure deoxygenated blood which will be taken to the lungs for purification. So blood is not under pressure. So walls are thinner. Question number 11, we are having internal choice. First one, differentiate between autotroph and heterotropic mode of nutrition by giving one key difference and one example for each. So this is very quite easy question. What are autotrophs? Organisms which can synthesize their food, which can prepare their food by using inorganic matter, are called autotrophs. Heterotrophs, they cannot synthesize their food. They depends directly or indirectly on autotrophs. Then we need to provide one example of each. For autotrophs, green plants; heterotrophs, human being. In choice, we are having lymph. State to measure functions of the lymphatic system in the body. So lymph is a extracellular fluid which oozes out of the cell or the tissue in the extracellular part. And major function, its function is similar to that of the blood. It carries nutrients back to the blood and provides immunity. Next question, question number 12. If the pesticides like DDT is sprayed on field, it enters the food chain, grass, goat and human. So how the pesticides are entering into the food chain? So pesticides are sprayed on producers. So here grass, so like any crop field, they are sprayed. So that is eaten by herbivore. Goat is eating it. Then later on, from the goat, in the form of food chain, it will enter into human beings. So this we call biological magnification. Whatever the harmful pesticides or insecticides or harmful chemicals, fertilizers, so all these get accumulated in large scale to the top level of top trophic level. So where it is occupied by human beings, which we call biological magnification. So the question, in which organism will the concentration of this particle be the highest? So here composition or the concentration of these particles will be highest in human beings as they occupies top trophic level. Now next question, name the phenomenon and explain why. So this phenomenon is called biological magnification. So where there is high accumulation, because human beings are occupying the top level, so all the non-biodegradable waste will get accumulated in their body via food chain. Now the next one, draw the diagram showing the location of the major endocrine glands. Thyroid gland is present nearby neck region. So here we are having that white color portion. Just below that we are going to label thyroid gland. Next adrenaline. Adrenal gland is present just above the kidney. Here the brown bean shaped kidneys can be seen. Just above the kidney there is yellow color outgrowth, that is adrenal gland. Now the next one, pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is present in brain, so nearby the brain stem. So here the flower like region is there in the brain, which is pituitary gland. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 14. Explain the mechanism of sex determination in human beings with the help of cross. Show why the statistical probability of baby being a boy or a girl is 50%. So here human sex determination, male and female. Male is having XY type of composition. So the male gamete contains 50% X chromosome and 50% Y chromosome. So we are going to start out like the mechanism through which the sex of the baby is determined is called sex determination. In human male, human body consists of 44 chromosomes. So here out of which there is 22 pairs, total 46 are there, 22 pairs are autosomes and one is sex chromosome. Human male contains one X and Y, that is 50% X chromosome and 50% Y chromosome, whereas the female contains X and X type of chromosome. So there both are X. So during crossing, crossing over, if the X chromosome of the male combines with the X chromosome of the female, there is development of baby girl. If Y chromosome of the male combines with X chromosome of the female, there is development of baby male. So we can say that there is a probability of 50% of either boy or a girl. Next question, name a person ate a buttered toast. So here buttered toast is there, which is oily in nature. Refer the figure of human alimentary canal for the following question. So here the different labelings are given, and related to that different questions are there which we need to answer out. First question is, the butter is rich in fat. Explain the role of the organ labeled N. So here N is liver and its secretion in the digestion of fat. So how liver helps in the secretion of liver secretion helps in digestion of fat. So here answer is liver helps in the secretion. Liver secretes bile juice. Bile juice is alkaline in nature, which helps in emulsification of fat. The main function of the bile juice is emulsification of fat. So liver secretes bile juice, which is stored in gallbladder, which helps in emulsification of fat, so that the big molecule of the fat will get converted into small and later on with the help of pancreatic juice, trypsin, with the help of pancreatic juice, lipase, they get digested. Now the next question, toast is rich in carbohydrate. Where does the digestion starts and which enzyme from the gland labeled as part N, pancreas, help in the further digestion in the small intestine? So here fat is carbohydrate, digestion starts in mouth. So you need to start out with the carbohydrate. Digestion of the carbohydrate starts in mouth, where the mouth contains salivary gland. Salivary gland secretes salivary amylase. Salivary amylase acts on carbohydrate and convert it into maltose, simple sugar. Then that maltose will pass out. Okay, then that maltose will pass to maltose will pass to stomach. From there to small intestine. Small intestine gets the secretion from pancreas, which releases pancreatic amylase. Pancreatic amylase will act on partially digested carbohydrate and convert it into final digested product, glucose. So sugar get digested to carbohydrate get digested to glucose. Glucose is the final product which is done in small intestine. So the first question was related to toast. Toast was having butter. So butter got digested, or the oil got digested by the liver. And then next one, carbohydrate. It is digested by pancreatic amylase and salivary amylase. Now the next one, explain the process of peristalsis and its role in the part labeled M, esophagus. So how the peristaltic movement is taking place in esophagus. Esophagus is food pipe. So here by rhythmic contraction and relaxation, esophagus undergoes rhythmic contraction and relaxation. By that, the food will pass out further to the stomach in esophagus. So this will be completed with the human digestive system. Next, we need to start out what is the male and female. So here we completed question number 15. Question number 16, what are the male and female gametes in flowering plant? So here the female gamete, it's ovum, and male, it's pollen grain. Where are they produced? Pollen grains are produced in anther, and ovum is produced in ovary. Differentiate between unisexual and bisexual flower. So what is unisexual flower? The flower which has only either male or female organ, female reproductive organ, we call it as unisexual flower. Whereas in case of bisexual flower, it has got both male and female reproductive organs. Example of unisexual flower is papaya, and bisexual flower is China rose or hibiscus. Next question, why it is advantageous for the plant to be cross-pollinated? So what is the advantage of cross-pollination? Cross-pollination, when there is cross-pollination, there is development of variation. So it will lead to different characters. Cross-pollination helps in the development of variation, where there will be development of different characters. Whereas in the sexual reproduction, or when there is asexual reproduction, the same kind of parent will produce. The next one, define puberty. List 2 changes observed in girls and 2 in the boys during this time. So yeah, it is a phase where the human body gets ready for the development of secondary sexual character. So this onset of adolescence is called puberty. And what the changes we get in female, there is development of their secondary character starts developing. Voice becomes sweet for the male, voice becomes deepen, and there is development of facial hair. Next question, What is the function of, today again you are late. So this we completed bio part. So by the time you joins, we completes out with the thing. So bio portion got completed. I'll repeat the questions for you, start answering them. You answer among yourself. If you feel like any question is difficult, you can ask. So I'll be restarting with the first question onwards. And next one, puberty we completed. What is the function of the testes and ovary in the human reproductive system? You need to write Hindi one. So what is the function of testes and ovaries in human reproductive system? Testes helps in secretion of testosterone and male gamete, sperm, whereas the ovaries helps in the development of ovum and estrogen and progesterone, female reproductive hormones. Name two barrier methods of contraception. So here are two methods, barrier methods of contraception. Barrier method is asked. So one is condom, which is used by male, and the other one is diaphragm, which is used by female. Barrier method they are asking, so we need to say about the barrier method. Otherwise, total three methods are there: chemical method, barrier method, and surgical method. For chemical method, oral pills, which is taken by the female, and next one is copper T, which contains the copper T-shaped device, which will make the sperms infertile. And coming to barrier method, condom is used by male and diaphragm is used by female. And next, third one, surgical method, tubectomy and vasectomy. Tubectomy is carried in female, where the small piece of the fallopian tube is cut and removed. In male, vasectomy, where the small piece of the vas deferens is removed so that the sperms will not move further. Now the next question, okay, I'll be showing you different questions. You try to answer them. If the questions are unclear to you, you can just message me so that we'll discuss with that. You go on writing the answers in your answer sheet. Take some rough book and start answering them. So first question, so I'll be reading question, options you can see. What are the, during photosynthesis, what are the raw materials, essential raw materials for photosynthesis? Write down the answers, only options are sufficient. If you can complete these four questions. First question is, what are the raw materials for photosynthesis? Second question, how the hormones are related. Hormones regulate the various functions in human body for the development of secondary sexual character. Which hormone for the human male is responsible for secondary sexual character? Second question. Third question, organism reproduce either sexually or asexually. So which one is, what is the most significant difference between the two, sexual and asexual? And fourth one, in genetics, a single gene can exist in different variation forms. So what is the other name for gene? So if you complete all the four. First one is D, carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, correct. For second one, B, testosterone, correct. For third one, what is the third answer? Olympiad maths paper is there. Why you brought all those? Huh? You don't know Olympiad maths is there. Tasha will not come today. Correct. Third answer is correct. Option number C. Fourth one, option number A. Very good. All four are correct. Now let's start with the fifth one. Energy flow. What is the main source of energy? Question number 5. What is the main source of energy? Question number 5. What is the main source of energy? Waiting for your response. And second one, in cellular, consider the following statements about the cellular respiration. So first one is aerobic respiration occur in mitochondria and require oxygen. Anaerobic respiration in human muscles produce ethanol and energy. You need to choose out. A. For third one, you wrote C. Sun, correct. Now for the fifth answer, along with the option, write the question number also. It will be easy for me to see the option. Like I'll get confused. Many options are there, no? So after that Sun one, when you will be writing, write down the question number like 6 and then option number. So it will be easy for me to correct. Open and start reading. You want me to read question or you understood? Vivek, can you see the question? Question number 6. Can you see question clearly? Sixth question. Which two options are correct? Only two options are correct here. Sixth one. Write the correct options. Will you call and say your mother to give textbook to you? She will get it. Question number 6A. Aerobic respiration, first and 3. Correct. Question number 6 is A. 7-1. Different parts of the flower are specialized. So here sepal and petals function. Option number, question number 7 you wrote wrong. 7th, attract pollinator and protect the bird. Correct. They asked about sepals and petals. See, question number 7, option number B is correct. You wrote C. Vivek, once you check question number 7. 7th, you wrote option number C. First, we need to write the function of sepal, then for the petal. Sepal's function to protect the bird. And petals, they are the colored part which attract the pollinators. So, option B is correct answer. Vivek, can you hear me? 7th one is wrong. Instead of C, it is B. Correct it. Assertion reason A. 8th one is correct. Here. Next question number 9. Concentration of harmful non-biodegradable chemicals. Non-biodegradable chemicals increases in higher trophic level of the food chain. These chemicals are easily broken down and metabolized by the organism at each trophic level. So we know that during biological magnification or the non-biodegradable waste, they cannot be broken down. So what is the correct option for 9th one? Okay, 9th one, once I'm reading, you just listen it carefully. The concentration of harmful non-biodegradable chemical increases in the higher trophic level, okay, which we call biological magnification. These chemicals can easily be broken down. So it's completely wrong. These chemicals cannot be broken down. So what will be the answer now? Say answer fast. Can you read it now? 9th one, C. A is true but R is false. Correct. 10th one, in human heart, the wall of left ventricle is significantly thicker than the wall of the right. Give reason. Do you know or want me to explain? Why the left ventricle is thicker compared to right ventricle? Vivek, message me. Can you write answer by your own, or you want my support? To pump blood to the body. As the blood is under high pressure, you need to write. Okay. Here the blood is under high pressure. As the blood comes from heart, it has to be pumped to different body organs. It is under high pressure, so the wall is thicker. Whereas the right ventricle, deoxygenated blood is there, which will be passed to lungs for purification. So the wall is thinner. Now next question, differentiate between autotrophs and heterotrophs. So this you can skip out. Most probably you are knowing this, autotroph and heterotroph. With one example you need to write. Next one, what is lymph? In previous paper we discussed about lymph. What is lymph? What is lymph? Are you writing answer? What is lymph? We have revised it once. What is lymph and its function? So in yesterday's paper, day before yesterday's paper, we discussed about what is lymph and its function. Once go through with that. So lymph is an extracellular fluid which oozes out of the extracellular part. Okay. So lymph is a extracellular fluid which oozes out of the cell and get accumulated in the extracellular portion. Its function is similar to that of the blood. Whatever the useful substance get ooze out of the cell, that is given back to the blood. And second function, it helps in providing immunity to the body. Okay. So lymph is a pale yellow color liquid which oozes out of the cell and it occupies the extracellular part. And the first function, whatever like useful substances are present in extracellular fluid is given back to the blood. And the second one, it provides immunity to the body. Next one, if a particles like DDT is sprayed on field, it enters the food chain from grass, goat to human beings. In which of the three trophic level its accumulation is highest, and what we call to this process of accumulation? You need to write the name of the mechanism or the process and explain why the accumulation is more in human beings. Do you know that answer or you want me to explain? Biological magnification, where the non-biodegradable waste will get accumulated in the high trophic level as it enters via food chain from one trophic level to another trophic level. So it passes to different food chains. Now here you need to locate the glands. So first one is thyroid gland. What is the position of thyroid gland? Position of thyroid gland. So where thyroid gland is present? Say the position. In the neck region, you can see that white color portion. There you will be labeling thyroid gland. Okay, neck. Next is adrenal. Where is adrenal present? Adrenal. Just above the kidney. On the top of the kidney, you can see here the yellow color outgrowth is there. So kidneys on the both tops of the kidneys. And the third one, pituitary gland. Where the pituitary gland is present? Pituitary gland. Third one. You can see here the flower kind of representation in the brain with the lower flower region, pituitary gland. Okay, now the next question. Explain the mechanism of sex determination in human beings. So this question is very important, which we are getting very frequently. Sex determination. So once you write down answer in your notebook, along with the Mendeleev's cross representation. With monohybrid cross, explain how the sex determination is carried in human beings. So write down that answer. Later on, send me pic. So I'll be waiting for you. Few minutes. Complete out that answer of sex determination. And here one more part they asked, like there is statistical probability of baby being a boy or girl, 50%. Explain. So that you need to explain like how there is 50% chances for the male and 50% chances for the female. Moksha, what you're doing? Social. You also need to write that answer. Huh? Once you read and write in there. Vivek, are you writing? Vivek, are you writing that answer? Or should I start next question? Not getting any response from you. Are you writing that answer? विवेक, अगर हो गया तो नेक्स्ट आंसर करें. लिख रहे हो या क्या कर रहे हो? कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा है. Okay, here the next question. A person ate a piece of buttered toast. Refer the diagram of the... Okay, next question. A person ate the buttered toast. Here, refer the figure of the alimentary canal and answer the following question. The first question is, butter is rich in fat. So here they are discussing with the fat. Explain the role of the organ labeled N. So liver. How liver helps in digestion of fat. So what is the function of liver? Say answer quickly. What is the function of liver? What is the function of the liver and secretion in digestion of the fat? So what is the function of the secretion of the liver? Okay, liver secretes bile juice. Where the bile juice is stored? Where bile juice is stored? Bile juice is stored in gallbladder, which helps in emulsification. So emulsification is a process where the big globules are being converted into small, which are further acted, not bile duct. Bile juice is stored in gallbladder via bile duct, not bile duct. It's GALL gallbladder. Next bile duct नहीं आएगा वहाँ पे, common duct. Through common duct from gallbladder it passes to small intestine. Secretion of the pancreas and secretion of gallbladder via common duct passes to small intestine. There the small intestine gets the secretion from pancreas and itself it secretes intestinal juice, which completes the digestion. By pancreas secretes lipase. So that lipase helps in the digestion of emulsified fat. Next question. Explain the process of peristalsis. What is peristalsis? Explain the process of peristalsis. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the food pipe. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the food pipe to push food. Okay, next one. Question number 16. Again in the 16 we got choice. So the first question, what are male and female gametes in flowering plants called? Rhythmic contraction and expansion. Here either expansion or relaxation you can write. Very good. Now the next question is, what is male and female gamete? So waiting for your reply. What is male and female gamete? Are you, will you give answer? Should I move to next question? Pollen grain and ova. What is male gamete? Pollen grain and ova. Next one, where they are produced. Pollen grains are produced in? Where they are produced. Male gamete and female gamete. Anther. Male gamete is an anther and female one is not ovule, it's ovary. Okay, inside the ovary. Ovule is a site of fertilization, there the fertilization is taking place. If they'll ask like where the female gamete is produced, so it's produced in ovary. Now the next one, analyze the following question and write the P and Q. So if you remember, this question we already did. CuSO4 plus Fe converts into FeSO4 plus Cu. CaCO3, it's getting converted into CaO and CO2. So here, statement correctly identifies redox reaction. So which one is redox reaction? What is redox reaction? Where oxidation and reduction both are taking place. Where there is oxidation and reduction both are taking place, we call it as redox reaction. So among all, which one is the example of redox reaction? For you, in NCERT textbook, oxidation state wise explanation is not done. So here you need to say that, see that where there is conversion of atomic form to molecular form, or we can say that Fe is getting converted into FeSO4. So there the oxidation is taking place, and CuSO4 is getting converted into copper. There the copper oxidation state changed. It reduced from 2 to 0. So when there is reduction, when there is decrease in the oxidation state, we call it as reduction. When there is increase, we call it as oxidation. So both the reactions A and B are redox type. Both are redox reactions. Question number, option number D is the correct answer. Okay, next one. This answer you can say by your own. Most non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature, but some are neutral. Which of the following is neutral oxide? Identify the option. Which is the neutral oxide? Write down answer for 18th one. Question number and option number both. Question number and option number both. For 18th answer. CO. Non-metal which are acidic in nature but some are neutral. Which of the following is neutral? Very good. Neutral oxide is carbon monoxide. Rest of all are oxidic oxides. Next one. A student perform experiment with 4 unknown ABCD. Observation as follows. So here metal A displaces B. A is displacing B. B is displacing C. C is displacing D. So based on like perimeter one I'll give. So which one is, we need to arrange them correct order of decreasing reactivity. So which is less reactive? 19th one. No answer 19th one. Okay, 19th question you need to answer now. 18th already done. Carbon monoxide you gave it. 19th one is B. Decreasing order of reactivity. Correct. Now the next question, curry stains on white cloth is yellow in color. When soap solution is scrubbed on that, it becomes reddish brown. What is the nature of the soap solution and why the color change? What is the nature of the soap solution and why the color change? So now you're giving 20th answer. Twentieth is C. Soap is basic in nature. Turmeric in the curry acts like a natural indicator. Very good. Correct answer. 21. A student takes 10 ml of hydrochloric acid with pH 2 in a beaker and added 90 ml of water. What will be the effect on the pH? So here acid is taken and diluted with water. What will be the change in pH? Before the pH was 2. Now what is the change in pH? Twenty-first, pH will decrease. It's wrong. pH will increase. If already pH is 2, if it will decrease means it will become much more acidic. Here the acid is getting diluted after adding water. So pH will increase from 2 to either 3 or 4 like. So pH will increase. Option number B. Okay, you wrote B only. This is correct. Next, student mixes a solution of dilute hydrochloric acid with the solution of sodium hydroxide. Which of the following correctly represents the product of the reaction? HCl is reacted with sodium hydroxide. What will form? HCl plus NaOH. 22. Answer number 22. Okay, then 13 just go. You will get it. 22 sodium chloride, HCl plus NaOH. So it will form NaCl plus water, sodium hydroxide plus water. For question number 22, you wrote option number A. How it will be A? Sodium chloride and hydrogen gas. There will be formation of water. HCl plus NaOH. Sodium hydroxide was there. Okay. So it was sodium hydroxide. NaCl plus water will form. NaCl plus water. Write down few more answers. I'll continue in few minutes. 23, 24. Just you go through with question number 26. Then we'll later on discuss with these two assertion reason one. 25th is why are metals like gold and platinum are described as noble metals. Gold and platinum is noble metal and it is used for making jewelry. Give a reason for that. Second one, sodium metal. It is stored in kerosene and can be easily cut with knife. So what does it indicate about the physical hardness and chemical reactivity of sodium? Write down those two answers. So in few minutes, I'll connect to you. Solve these two. Don't talk, I'll have to call Okay, sodium is high reactive and is soft, so it can be easily cut out with knife. Okay, Vivek, next see we left 2 MCQs over here. 23rd one, pale yellow powder, silver bromide is kept in china dish in open. Silver bromide, when it is kept open in china dish, after some time, its color changes to gray. This change is example of, so what is the kind of change? Question number 23, you need to write answer now. 23rd one. When silver bromide is kept open in china dish, its color changes. Why? 23rd is B. Photolytic decomposition reaction. Very good. Photolytic decomposition. So in presence of light, it is undergoing decomposition. The 24th one, assertion reason, covalent compounds like methane and ethanol. Completed? Divide by 4 first. Perimeter is given, then area, L into L. L is equal to perimeter divided by 4. Okay, here assertion, covalent compounds like methane and ethanol generally have low melting and boiling point. Covalent compounds, why the melting and boiling point is low? Because they are made up of weak covalent bond, and the intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules of the covalent compounds are very weak. Assertion and reason both are true, and it's correct explanation. So option number A. So here we completed with the MCQs. 24th is A. Very good. Okay, now 25th we completed gold one and sodium one. For the next question, highly exothermic reaction between aluminium powder and iron 3 oxide used for welding. What is the name given for this? Give the name of the reaction. Very important question. Exothermic reaction between aluminium powder and iron 3. What we call to that reaction? So we use formulas. Thermite reaction. Now write down reaction. Give thermite reaction. Clear? Thermite reaction. So once you revise that thermite reaction, as it is important, practice it well. If you are feeling it too, write in comment section. Okay, now the next question. Write a balanced chemical equation indicating the physical states of the reactant and product. And the next one, explain why the product of this reaction is useful for welding. As it is highly exothermic reaction, so lot of heat is generated, which will melt the iron and thus helps in welding. Next question, ionic compound exhibit a unique set of physical properties due to nature of ionic bond. So first one, explain why ionic compounds are generally hard crystalline solid with high melting point. Why ionic compound? Okay, you wrote the equation, very nice, very good. Fe2O3 plus 2 times aluminium will form 2Fe plus Al2O3. You need to write physical states of reactant and product. Okay, whether they are solid, liquid, that all physical states. In question it is given physical states of reactant and product to be written. Okay, next after that, the next question is ionic compounds. Why ionic compounds are hard crystalline with high melting point? Do you know this answer? Why ionic compounds are hard crystalline with high melting point? Say yes or no. We'll move to next question then. Question number 26. First one. Okay. Second one, why do ionic compound conduct electricity? Just I'm reading the questions. If all are clear to you, we'll move to next question. Why they are good conductor of electricity when they dissolve in water or in the molten state but not in the solid state. Third one, are ionic compounds typically soluble in inorganic organic solvents like kerosene? Give reason. They dissolve in organic solvents. Give reason. You know all the three answers? 25 into 25, multiplication is wrong. And then square centimeter we need to write. Whenever we find area, square centimeter. Pen. 3 8s are 24. 24 is more than 20. We need to take small number. Third number you want me to explain. Dissociate. Already you wrote, no? Dissociates as ionic compounds. You give your blue pen. You don't have pen? Blue pen. Blue pen. Ionic compound, they dissolve in, they dissociates in ion, so thus they conduct electricity. Take out a maths textbook and start. Now the next question, a student places a clean iron nail in the test tube containing the blue solution of copper sulfate. So here the blue copper sulfate solution is fades away. So now questions here. What changes would she observe in the first test tube containing the iron nail after 30 minutes? What change will be there in the first test tube after 30 minutes? First question. What change is there in the first test tube after 30 minutes? I'll check it after him. Few minutes only. I'm writing questions for him. You just write down the statement. What changes? Why the changes being taken place? 21 is more than 20. You are not responding. Number 3 आंसर बताना है तुमको. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का थर्ड नंबर आंसर बताना है. कौन से वाले क्वेश्चन में? क्वेश्चन दूसरा है नंबर 3 का. ये वाला अलग. अच्छा नंबर 3 का. आर आयनिक कंपाउंड टिपिकली सॉल्युबल इन ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट्स लाइक केरोसिन. आंसर क्या होगा? नो, आयनिक कंपाउंड्स आर नॉट, दे डज नॉट dissolve in organic compounds like kerosene. They dissolve in polar solvents like water. They dissolve in polar solvents like water. Okay, next one. ये वाला हमारा हो गया पहला वाला. What would she observe in the first test tube? Displacement reaction will take place where the blue color of the solution will fade to colorless. फिर next हो गया, write the balanced chemical equation for the chemical reaction that occur. So here CuSO4 plus Fe, it will form FeSO4 plus Cu. Expressions term. Okay, next third question. Here third question is, would she observe any reaction in the second test tube? So the second test tube, if second test tube, justify your answer based on the reactivity series. Second test tube, if it is ferrous sulfate and copper nail is kept, then there is no change. Next one, a white chemical powder P has the formula CaSO4 dot half H2O. So write down the answer. What is the name for this? CuSO4 dot half H2O. Sorry, CaSO4 dot half H2O. What is the chemical name for that? Chemical name for CaSO4 dot half H2O. Plaster of Paris. Then the next question is prepared by careful heating of calcium compound gypsum. The powder P is widely used in the hospital. So these are the information given. First question, identify the compound P. P of E, write its common name. So its common name is, what is its common name? Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Common name is plaster of Paris and its chemical name is calcium. So it's plaster of Paris and calcium. It's calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Next question is, write the balanced chemical equation for the preparation of plaster of Paris from gypsum. CaSO4 dot 2H2O when it is heated at 373 Kelvin, it will form CaSO4. जिप्सम कहीं पे भी आंसर नहीं आएगा, ठीक है. पी का पूछा उन्होंने, प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस का पूछा है, ठीक है. जिप्सम कोई भी आंसर इसमें नहीं है. नेक्स्ट इन्होंने पूछा है कि केमिकल इक्वेशन उसका लिखना है. तो जो सारे प्रिपरेशन है ना, उनके सारे केमिकल रिएक्शंस अच्छे से पढ़ लेना. एक बार अपना भी एनसीईआरटी बुक निकालो, सारे प्रिपरेशन एक बार रीड कर लो. मैं 2-5 मिनट वेट कर रही हूँ. एक बार रिविज़न हो जाएगा तुम्हारे जितने भी प्रिपरेशन है. सो +1 फर्स्ट वन वॉशिंग सोडा, देन बेकिंग सोडा, फिर ब्लीचिंग पाउडर and plaster of Paris. Read out all the 4 preparations. Switch on light and come. You brought Maths Olympiad? Okay, switch on outside light. Where? Correct only. कैल्शियम ऑक्सीक्लोराइड क्या होता है? देखो, जो ब्लीचिंग पाउडर होता है ना, ब्लीचिंग पाउडर का फॉर्मूला क्या है? CaOCl2. CaOCl2. Ca माने हो गया कैल्शियम, O माने हो गया ऑक्सी, Cl माने Cl2 माने क्लोराइड. कैल्शियम ऑक्सीक्लोराइड ब्लीचिंग पाउडर. कैल्शियम ऑक्सीक्लोराइड ब्लीचिंग पाउडर. कैल्शियम ऑक्सीक्लोराइड इज कॉमन नेम ऑफ ब्लीचिंग पाउडर. ओके विवेक, अगर कंप्लीट हो गया तो विल मूव फर्दर. सो यहाँ पे इन्होंने क्या दिया? ब्लीचिंग पाउडर इज येलोइश वाइट कलर, येलोइश वाइट सॉलिड. फिर उसके बाद ऊपर में दिया हुआ, देखो थर्ड आंसर हमने डिस्कस नहीं किया. थर्ड आंसर में था एक्सप्लेन वाई पी मस्ट बी स्टोर्ड इन मॉइस्ट प्रूफ कंटेनर. सो हियर पी इज plaster of Paris. If it get combined with 1.5 molecule of water, it will set back as solid gypsum. So it must be stored in moisture proof container. फिर उसका तुमको रिवर्स रिएक्शन लिखना है. ओके, व्हाट इज द रिवर्स रिएक्शन फॉर दैट? plaster of Paris onwards we will start CaSO4 dot half H2O plus 1.5 molecule of water and it will form CaSO4 2H2O. Okay, next question. What is the chemical name for bleaching powder? Chemical name for bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride. फिर उसके बाद next, name the gas used in the preparation and write the balanced chemical equation. So gas used is chlorine and its balanced equation you need to write. Next, what happens when the bleaching powder is exposed in the air for long time? When it is exposed in air for long time, it will lose the chlorine molecule. Explain why it loses. So why it loses its effervescence? Effervescence is nothing but chlorine gas. Six. ఎప్పుడు స్మాల్ నెంబర్ తీసుకోవాలి. Now the next question. Soap are molecules. So we completed this one. Soap are the molecules that have two ends with different properties. Here the soap molecule has got two ends. One is hydrophobic and other is hydrophilic. Hydrophobic, which attracts water, and hydrophobic attracts dirt and grease. So the question, this unique structure of cleansing action of the soap. The first one, what are the distinct parts of the soap molecule? Describe their affinity towards water. So what are the two parts of the soap? Write down answer. What are the two parts of the soap? Write down answer. Waiting for your reply. हाइड्रोफोबिक एंड कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड चेन. कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड चेन नहीं होता यहाँ पे, एक होता है हाइड्रोफोबिक. कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड चेन की जगह पे तुमको लिखना है हाइड्रोकार्बन टेल instead of chain. So it has got two parts. ये वाला आंसर पूरा गलत लिख रहे हो. एक बार मैं ये वाला आंसर सोप वाला सेंड कर दूंगी, उस आंसर को तुम पढ़ लेना. हाँ, what is the saponification action of the what is the cleansing action of the soap. So ये तुमको शायद क्लियर नहीं है, एक बार मैं ये आंसर बता दूंगी, तुम देख लेना. Once see that if physics sample paper is there, get it. Physical science sample paper in this booklets. Down, just go down. The third one, just pinkish one. Just down, that, upper one. No, sample paper. See till down. Sample papers are there. Like this, only one book will be there, but physical science sample papers will be there. See till down. Like this book. No, not. Here it will be written sample papers. Blue color book. Blue, white combination. Not there? Okay, keep it. Okay, wait, later on I'll send you this answer. I'll search the textbook and I'll send you answer. Once you see on the table, down there, in the side, no, not here, the table. It will be written physical science sample papers, huh? So fine, get it. Go and ask. Okay, now the next question. Moksha, I can come and explain. So all this related to the soap one. So I'll send you that answer and just to go through with that. Explain with the help of label diagram. Show the formation of the missile. So here it has got two parts. One is hydrophobic tail, which will act on oil or dirt, and hydrophilic head, which will stain the water. So when soap is applied on the dirt, it will form, when soap is applied on the dirt, it will form a missile, that is the tail part will get attracted towards the oil. So this structural formation is called missiles. And next one, explain how the missiles help in the washing away oil. So as the hydrophobic end is attached to the dirt when the dirty clothes are agitated. So the tail will pull out the dirt and they drag the dirt into the water. As a result, water will become dirty and clothes will become clean. Okay, next one. Why are detergent considered more effective cleaning agent? Okay, sit. Okay. Your mother. Your mother came. She want to take you? Check his answers. So this concept got me clear. Tomorrow onwards, both of you will get only maths Olympiad, okay? Go. Okay, now the next question. Here, difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons, and they undergo characteristics chemical reaction. So here, difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon, give one example of each class. So what are saturated hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbons, they are the compound of carbon and hydrogen. They are of two categories. One is when there is single bond present between carbon and carbon are called saturated hydrocarbon. When there is double or triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom, they are called unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons are given the name of alkane, ALKANE, whereas for the unsaturated one, it is alkene, ENE, and alkyne, YNE. For ENE category, there is double bond between carbon and carbon, and for YNE, there is triple bond between carbon and carbon. Now, general formula of alkane, CnH2n plus 2, general formula of alkene, CnH2n, and general formula of alkyne, CnH2n minus 2. In this question, they ask like how we differentiate between saturated and unsaturated. Give an example. So here there are two reactions or two ways how we can differentiate between them. The first one is flame test. If saturated compounds are burned, they burn with simple addition. Okay, they burn with saturated compounds. They burn with blue clear flame, whereas the unsaturated compound they burns with shooty flame. So shooty, where there is formation of black color smoke. Unsaturated hydrocarbons give shooty flame, saturated hydrocarbons give clean flame. Next one, you can give the bromine water test. Bromine water, when it is added to saturated solutions, there is no reaction, but to unsaturated solution, they decolorizes the bromine water. The brown color get decolorized. So those two are the reactions where we can differentiate between them. Next, give example for each class. Saturated, methane. For unsaturated, ethene and ethine. Unsaturated, 2 carbons are needed at least. For 2 carbons, eth is used. So it is ethene or ethine. Next question. What type of reaction converts vegetable oil into solid fat? Vanaspati ghee. Vegetable oil, it's an unsaturated hydrocarbon with double bond. When alkenes undergo hydrogenation reaction, when hydrogen is added to alkenes, when hydrogen is added to alkenes, completed that one. Perimeter you need to find. Add all together. So here, when hydrogen is added to unsaturated hydrocarbon, unsaturation will end up with the formation of saturated hydrocarbon. Like CH2, double bond CH2, if we add hydrogen in presence of nickel catalyst, it will form CH3, single bond CH3. So ethene will get converted into ethane. So this is the example of hydrogenation reaction where the vegetable oil get converted into Vanspati ghee. Next, write a balanced chemical equation showing the conversion of ethene to, okay, here C double bond CH2. So here double bond, two molecules of hydrogen is there. When in presence of nickel catalyst, one more hydrogen will get added to it. So it will be C single bond, then 3 hydrogen, C single bond, C and 3 hydrogen. Already most probably you are knowing that equation. And next one, saturated hydrocarbon are relatively unreactive but undergo substitution reaction. Write a substitution reaction. Saturated hydrocarbon are relatively unreactive. So why they are unreactive? Because they are having single bond. So there is no bond is there which will break out to have some combination. So here only they can go substitution reaction. Example of the saturated hydrocarbon is methane. So it is balanced with 4 hydrogen. It is satisfied with its bond here carbon. So only the reaction which it can go is substitution reaction. When saturated hydrocarbon will react with HCl, like CH4 plus HCl, one of the hydrogen get replaced by when it will added by chlorine, not by HCl. So when chlorine is added to CH4, it will form CH3Cl, and the hydrogen which got removed will get combined with the chlorine, one more atom of the chlorine to form HCl. So as there is replacement of hydrogen with the chlorine, we call it as substitution reaction. Saturated hydrocarbon undergoes substitution reaction. Next, give one reason why the reaction between methane and chlorine. So the same example, methane and chlorine is considered as substitution reaction. So it is considered as substitution reaction because the one atom of the chlorine is substituting the hydrogen atom with the formation of CH3Cl and liberation of HCl. Now next question. A student is studying about the magnification produced. Now we started with the physics part. Magnification produced by the spherical mirror, and make the following statements. So first one, the magnification produced by convex mirror is always positive and less than 1. Magnification by convex mirror is always positive. It's true because the convex mirror always forms virtual and direct image. Magnification produced by concave mirror can be positive, negative or 1. So this statement is also true. It can be positive, negative or less than 1. Magnification of -2. When negative sign is there, means that the image is real. As negative sign is there, image is real, inverted and twice the size of the object. So which option is correct? Will you say answer now? So write the answer for 30th question. Now again you will be writing like question number and option. Which is correct? I'll read question for you. Vivek, write down answer. 30C. All the three are correct. Very good. 31. During a laboratory experiment, a student observed that the path of the light through rectangular glass slab bend it twice. So you write the bending twice. The first one, there are two surfaces in the rectangular glass slab. The first surface where the light is entering from air to glass. So as the air is entering from rarer to denser medium, so it will bend towards the normal. In the second surface, it will cross the glass and it will pass into the air. So again, it is entering from denser to rarer medium. So there is bending away the normal. So what is, choose the correct option, describe the phenomenon. So the light undergoes, you wrote option number A, light undergoes two refractions at the entry surface and at the exit surface. Very good, correct answer. Another 32, assertion, convex lens always produce a real image of the object. So just now we discussed, convex lens always produces real image of the object. It's not always producing real image of the object. So one case is there when it is between the pole and focus, where it produces uh, virtual image. Region, a convex lens converges parallel ray of light to single point, forming a real image. So it will be the correct answer. 31st, 32nd. What is the correct answer for 32? 32D. A is false but R is true. Correct. Now 33. So here it is given, a diagram shows the concave mirror reflecting the ray of the light. So all the ray of the light are focused at F. So based on that, the first one, explain what is meant by principal focus of a concave mirror. So principal focus definition you need to give. Are you clear with all the definitions, basic definitions of the light? Or you want me to explain the definitions? Vivek, are you clear with all the definitions or you want me to explain? We cannot subtract 9 from the 0, so you need to take carry. Okay, clear. So here the first definition. First one, principal focus. Second one is state the mathematical relation between the radius of curvature and focal length. So what is the relation between radius of curvature and focal length? R is 2f. Very good. Here you need to take small f. Radius of curvature is twice of focal length. It's not focus. So R is equal to 2 multiplied by small f. Next one, draw the ray diagram for the image formation when the object is placed at infinity. So the same ray diagram they have given there. If the object is at infinity, we get the image at focus. Now the next question, attempt either A or B. So here the question is given. So this you can solve by your own, say the answer. So first one is in, first we'll be finding the parallel combination, whatever answer you are getting, that is getting series with the second one. Three registers 2 ABC are connected as shown in the figure. Each of them dissipates energy, can withstand maximum power of 18 watt without melting. Find the maximum current. We need to find what is the maximum current can flow through the registers. So here you will be using the power formula where first I you need to find. So I is root over P by R. So with that formula you can calculate it. So first one series. So whatever current we are getting through the first register, that will get divided into two equal halves for the second two. 3 ohm. Okay, for very good. For the A it is 3. For B and C, half of the 3. That is 1.5 each. You wrote 3 ohm. That's okay. Equivalent resistance. Now find out current. Amount of current flowing through A. What is the amount of current flowing through A? What is the amount of current flowing through A? Are you finding or you want me to explain? Power is given 18. Equivalent resistance, you got 3. So power is, I is P by r, root over p by r. So 18 by 3. Have you got 3 ampere? Power is given 18 watt. Eighteen by 2. Okay, first one directly you calculated. Root of 18 by 2. Very good, 9. So root of 9 is 3. So 3 ampere will get divided into 2 parts. That is 1.5, 1.5 each. Very good, correct answer. Okay, now the next one. A wire is cut into 3 parts and then connected in parallel. How will the resistance? What will be the resistance? So if the equivalent resistances are, as it is getting divided into 3 parts, resistance will be 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R. So it will be 3 by R. That is, equivalent resistance will be R by 3. And how the resistivity will get affected? There is no change in the resistivity, as resistivity is in, why you wrote 1 by 4 R? It got divided into 3 equal parts. See, once I'm saying, you listen it carefully. Equivalent complete resistance of the wire is R. It is getting divided into 3 parts. So, R by 3, R by 3, R by 3. Okay. R is getting divided into 3 parts. Now we need to add it. Why you got 1/4 of R? As in the parallel combination we are adding. So 1 upon Rp is 1 upon R1, which is R by 3 plus 1 upon R by 3 plus 1 upon R by 3. So it will get reciprocal 3 by R. So 3 times we are adding. So it is 9 by R. 1 upon Rp. So Rp equivalent resistance will be R by 9. Is it clear? Equivalent resistance will be R by 9. So as it is getting divided into 3 parts. Vivek, is it clear? Understood? Okay. And there is no change in the resistivity, as resistivity is an intrinsic property. It is inbuilt property. Okay, whatever the change in the length or area, resistance will change, but resistivity never change. It is an inbuilt property. Next, a person wears a spectacle of power minus 2.5 diopter. Name the defect of vision he is suffering from. So what is the defect of vision he is suffering from? Focal length is negative. When focal length is negative, concave lens he is using. In which case, person will use concave lens. Name the defect person is suffering from. So what is the defect a person is suffering from? Then draw the ray diagram. So this I told, like, defects of eye is very important. Myopia and hypermetropia, you need to learn it. Very good. You need to learn both very perfectly. So one will definitely be asked in exam with the ray diagram. All the 3 diagrams you need to practice. What is the normal eye? Then what is the defected eye? And how the corrected eye? So with all the 3 diagrams, you need to represent the defect. Where the first one, reason. What is the defect? What is happening? Whether the image is formed before retina or after retina. Then what are the reason? and how the correction is done in 3 steps along with the ray diagram, answer to be completed. Okay, next one. 2 resistors 3 and 6 are connected with the battery of 6 volt to have maximum resistance and minimum current, maximum resistance. So always we get maximum resistance in series combination. 3 and 6 is there. So you need to get series combination for maximum resistance, and for parallel, minimum resistance for parallel combination. Next, okay, find out what is the series answer for that. 3 and 6 is there. What is the series combination? For 3 and 6, what is the series combination? Say answer quickly. 3 plus 6, 9 ohm. Very good. And then the next part, maximum current. When he will get maximum current? It is connected to 6 volt. I is V by R. In parallel combination, he will get maximum current. So find out what is the parallel combination answer for 3 and 6. 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So it's 3 by 6. Getting reciprocal, 6 by 3. Parallel combination, resistance will be 2. So current is 6 by 2, 3 ampere. Is it clear? Is it clear? Vivek, is it clear? Find out parallel for 3 and 6, then whatever answer you are getting, current to be calculated with that. So current will be 2 ampere. Very good, 2 ampere. Okay, now the next one. How will you connect the resistance in each case? For the first case, resistance are connected in series, and for the second case, resistance are connected in parallel. Calculate the strength of the current in the circuit in both the cases. You need to find current. What you wrote? No? समझ में नहीं आया? वापस समझाना है? विवेक, क्वेश्चन वापस समझाना है? समझ में नहीं आया क्या? क्वेश्चन में पूछा है कि कब हमको मैक्सिमम करंट होगा और कब मिनिमम करंट होगा. तो पहले वाले केस में हमने जब उसको सीरीज में डाला 3 और 6 को, तो 9 ओम रेजिस्टेंस आया. जब सीरीज में होता है तो करंट मिनिमम होता है, और जब पैरेलल में होता है तो करंट मैक्सिमम होता है. तो हमने फिर उसका पैरेलल कनेक्शन फाइंड किया. 1/3 प्लस 1/6, तो हमको पैरेलल में 2 आया, जैसे तुमने आंसर लिखा था. फिर उसके बाद है नेक्स्ट, पैरेलल के हिसाब से करंट कितना होगा? I इज इक्वल टू V बाई R, 6/2, सो 3 एम्पियर, और 6/2 3 एम्पियर. सो इन्होंने फिर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि कैसे हम रजिस्टर्स को कनेक्ट करेंगे दोनों केसेस में. फर्स्ट केस के लिए हमको सीरीज में कनेक्ट करना है, सेकंड के लिए हमको पैरेलल में कनेक्ट करना है. फिर कैलकुलेट द करंट इन बोथ द केसेस. सो ऑलरेडी हमने वो कर लिया है. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Magnetic field lines are shown in the figure. Current carrying solenoid. A student makes a statement that the magnetic field at P, that is inside the solenoid, is stronger compared to Q outside. So inside the solenoid, strength is stronger compared to outside, because on the outside the field lines, the distance is increasing. Field is reciprocal to the distance from the conductor. As the distance is increasing, so field will become weaker. But you are not getting solutions. Then why are you sitting idle without doing anything? I'll correct in 5 minutes. You try whether you are getting or not. If volume is there, then LQ or ILBH. So only 2 more questions are there. I'll get free. Okay, next one. Explain with reason if the student claim is correct. Also redraw the diagram and mark the direction of the magnetic field lines. So what the students said here? Magnetic field lines are shown. Okay, so whether, so student is correct only in his Explanation, fill lines we need to draw with the direction. So fill lines will start from P and end in Q. Originating from P and ending in Q. Inside the solenoid, it will be from Q to P. Okay, next question. The diagram shown is simple periscope used in submarines. A periscope is an optical device that allows sailors to see the object above the water surface while remaining underwater. It consists of two plane mirrors fixed at 45 to the vertical. So here two plane mirrors are there. Both are at 45-degree angle, placed parallel to each other inside the tube. Light from an object on the surface strikes the upper mirror, reflects downward to the lower, then reflect again into the observer's eye. The principle of reflection of the light is used here. So this device is also applied in some tanks and other defense instruments. So here the question, depending on the paragraph, which law of reflection is followed by the plane mirror in the periscope? Which law of reflection? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Okay. So here 45 is there. So angle of reflection will be 45. Which law is used? State 2 use of periscope apart from the submarine. So it is used in trenches where the soldiers can see the enemy by sitting inside the uh, underground areas, and then during war also it is used. Next, an object is placed 2 meter in front of a upper mirror of periscope. Find the distance of the final image from the observer's eye inside the periscope if the two mirrors are separated by 40 centimeter vertically. So the two mirrors are at a distance of 50 centimeter. An object is placed at a distance of 2 meter. So object distance is 2. Image distance is 50. You need to find the distance of the image. Two mirrors are separated by 50 centimeter vertically. So at what distance you will get the image? Angle I is equal to angle R, angle of reflection. Correct. वो कैसे तुमको 2 centimeter मिला? Some other answer you wrote, Vivek. So will you explain that answer to me? विवेक, एक पेरिस्कोप वाला जो क्वेश्चन है ये वाला तुमको मैं सॉल्व करके भेजूंगी अभी. डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन है तो तुमको एक बार कर लोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वाले ऑलरेडी तुमको आ रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. सो या फिगर है, पहले तुम सॉल्व कर लो. डिस्टेंस ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड इमेज इज सेम इन द प्लेन मिरर. डिस्टेंस ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट तुमको वाला सम आता है, कर लोगे खुद से, डिफिकल्टी नहीं है. डिस्टेंस ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट एंड इमेज इज इक्वल इन द प्लेन मिरर. देखो यहाँ पे तुमको क्वेश्चन क्या था कि ऑब्जेक्ट इज प्लेस्ड एट 2 मीटर फ्रॉम द अपर मिरर. अपर मिरर से 2 मीटर के डिस्टेंस पे ऑब्जेक्ट है. चेंजेस आएगा ना? हाँ ठीक है, मैं करवा दूंगी. मैं करवा के तुमको भेजूंगी. नेक्स्ट ये इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वाला है, ये तुम खुद से कर सकते हो. ये देख लो एक बार. यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में तुमको दिया हुआ है, हाउ विल यू इन्फर विद द हेल्प ऑफ द एक्सपेरिमेंट दैट द सेम करंट विल फ्लो थ्रू एवरी पार्ट ऑफ द सर्किट containing 3 registers. So here 3 registers are there, R1, R2, R3. सेम करंट विल फ्लो, क्योंकि ऊपर वाले दो पैरेलल हैं तो उनका आंसर हमारा 12 12 आ गया. जो पहला वाला करंट हमारा 12 में से जा रहा है, सेम करंट अभी हमको दोनों में डिवाइड होगा। 24 में डिवाइड हो रहा है, मतलब 12 से जो जा रहा है वही सेम ही करंट होगा। तो वो तुमको एक्सप्लेन करके बताना है वहाँ पे। एंड द नेक्स्ट, स्टडी द फॉलोइंग सर्किट एंड फाइंड आउट द करंट इन 12 ओम रजिस्टर। सो व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ करंट इन 12 ओम रजिस्टर? सो 6/12, 1/2, 0.5 एम्पियर। फिर नेक्स्ट हो गया डिफरेंस इन द रीडिंग ऑफ A1 एंड A2। A1 एंड A2 कहाँ पे उन्होंने लेवल किया? अच्छा, A1 एमीटर रीडिंग A1 और A2 का क्या डिफरेंस होगा? A1 और A2 कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होगा, दे आर इन सीरीज, सो सेम करंट विल फ्लो फ्रॉम A1 एंड A2। A1 में तुम्हारा जो करंट जा रहा है, अच्छा अभी A2 में जाने के बाद वो स्प्लिट हो जाएगा क्योंकि दो रजिस्टर्स हो रहे हैं, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे हमारा करंट स्प्लिट हो जा रहा है। सो करंट वहाँ पे हमारा सेम ही करंट आएगा दोनों में ना। तो डिफरेंस इन द रीडिंग ऑफ A1 एंड A2, क्योंकि A2 में जितना करंट फ्लो कर रहा है A1 में से उतना जाके फिर बाद में स्प्लिट होगा। A1 अगर हमारे बाद में होता तो चेंजेस आता। फिर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट एक है, बाकी देखो कर लो तो हमारा ये पेपर पूरा कंप्लीट हो गया। चलो ये पेपर कंप्लीट हो गया विवेक, मैं भी एंड कर रही हूँ। इसके सॉल्यूशन तुम करके रेडी रखो। हाँ सेम करंट सही है। लास्ट वाला एक क्वेश्चन बस बाकी है जिसमें से तुमको खुद से सॉल्व करो। तुम क्वेश्चन देख लो एक बार, लास्ट वाले फिगर का सॉल्यूशन करके मैं इन दोनों का तुमको सेंड कर दूँगी, फिर तुम अपने सॉल्यूशन के साथ वेरीफाई कर लेना, ठीक है? ये पेपर पूरा कंप्लीट हो गया, क्लास कंप्लीट कर रही हूँ। अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम बच रहा तो सोशल के पेपर सॉल्व करो। हाँ सेम करंट यहाँ पे दोनों में से जा रहा है ना। लास्ट वाला एक क्वेश्चन बस कर लो, उसके बाद मैं सॉल्यूशन करके तुमको भेजती हूँ। अच्छा क्लास वाइंड अप कर रही हूँ।